Looks like I'm live. Hi everyone. Good evening, good morning, where you're watching this video. I hope you all are doing amazing and are ready to go into the weekend. Oh my god, I can't believe what a week this was, what a day this was. I am so exhausted. I can't believe my computer didn't work for the last 1.5 hours and I couldn't get this work, and so late, way past my sleeping time, but I really want to get this in so that I can peaceful go into the weekend. And so I took a lot of notes today, and I just want to go really quickly over them. I really hope, I keep saying quickly, but then it turns on to go on and on and on. But I really want to get those in. But before we get started, I want to say, Erin, I see you. I see you. You watching my videos? You watching my videos? I see you. You literally watching my videos. Right? Right? And plus your hair is keep getting more and more and more similar, the color, like Karen. Why? Anyway, we should stop paying attention to her because I think this is getting more and more crazy with her. So from now on, I will not even discuss anything about her because it's getting quite ridiculous and she doesn't even know it. This is like, she thinks that this is a show, and the camera, and she plays the camera and okay, I'm not even going into it. I see you and it's ridiculous. So hi everyone, who is here? Oh my goodness, who is here? Hi, how are you? So I just want to quickly let you know, I was biking around. Unfortunately, today I missed the banner day from the Boston Celtics winning the NBA championship. I was waiting for this for years and years and years and years, and unfortunately, because of work, I missed it, and I biked a lot around today in the heat, almost passed out, but I still biked in front of the TD Garden. I will show you, and I got this. I got the picture for you. I was thinking of you guys. I was like, I have to get this picture. The TD Garden. This is the TD Garden. And I really I hoped that the Boston Bruins could have had the championship too this year. But anyway, these are the pictures from Erin. I see you. I see you. You keep watching my videos. We see you. We see you. Right? Oh my god. Oh my god. What is happening? Some people are just like, this was particularly bright red. You know, anyway, so what I want to talk about, let's just stop this, get rid of Erin stuff, and then talk about the real stuff, because she's really not important. So yeah, let's get also remove the Celtics, right? Congratulations. So why don't we start with Lali? Lali freaked out today. Oh my god, let me stop this. Hold on. Okay. Lali turned into a crazy man today, unlike we ever seen before. he literally went nuts, right, with the defense's cross-exam. I was thinking, if you would have had presented your case with that passion, that so much that you couldn't let the witness speak, right? You were like speaking over in passion, like, come on. You let us almost fell asleep for 6 weeks. Now out of a sudden, you just came into to the reality and understood that, whoa, this is a case and I have to push it. Now you're literally acting like a crazy person and realizing that this is how you're supposed to present your case. Your case. I think he turned everything way too personal. I think it's now just personal. Since day one, he was defending, like he was crossing the defense. He wasn't acting like a prosecution. He was trying to disprove for 7 weeks, 6 weeks, I don't know, disprove the defense, disprove the defense, disprove the defense. It's not your job. Your job is to present as a prosecution, and the defense needs to smash your theory. I mean, it's just like today he just went like a crazy person, and the judge really did a good job on saying, like, calm the hell down, you know, like, shut up. You know, it's just so crazy. And so, yeah, it was really, really wide. So he should have had taken his own case more seriously. Then I wanted to, I had made a note about the judge. The judge, I now today find out really the reason why she is so unbelievably biased. I think that she is, but naturally, very hierarchical. She treats people based on their titles, based on their appearances, their attitude. She treats people like that. For example, she also treats young attorneys like a children. She treats Lali as like a children. Today she treated Miss Little like that. And so she has like this hierarchical way of discrimination of people, and she is acting different to different people. As I mentioned in my previous video, before was it Dr. Russell, before she was in front of the jury today, before that, without the jury, the judge, I taught this in my video, the way she literally talked to her was like, is that okay? You know, like a child, like in an elderly home. Like, what are you doing? She has more qualifications than you have. So just respect, right? So I think her attitude in general is like this hierarchical, discriminatory way of seeing people and treating people. And that's where the severe bias in her job comes in too, because that's her personality. Literally, it was so obvious today. And then, hi everyone, whoever is here, hi. And then the plow driver, right? I have him here, hold on. Just pull him up. Let me see. I hope he's here. Yep, no. Yeah, this one. The plow driver. What I loved about him was like the Lali was all over him, right? He tried to discredit his ability to memorize the timing. because when he was questioned by the defense, he was sharp with the timing. And then when he was cross-examined from with the prosecution, Lally was kept pushing on discredit his ability to memorize the timing. So that's why he kept pushing on and on and on about that hitting the net or something like that. So, and what I liked about him, he was like, no. Lally asked, correct? He's like, no. Just like straight up, like, no. You know, I think Lally tried to trick him with many, many questions, but he was sharp. I loved it so much. He stick by what he saw, and you can tell that he saw what he saw and he stick by it. And then what more wild was when Lally showed him like, this is not your testimony, and I was like, uh-oh. And he read it and he said, do you remember this giving testimony? He's like, no. That was so funny. And then and he's like, I never give this. I never remember giving this because it's impossible. I wasn't there for 11:30 because my job didn't start until 2:30. Like, duh, you know. So I loved it so much, and he was just like straight up, like, no, it is what it is. So he tried to manipulate him into some timing and make him confused so that he flips, but he didn't. And that shows a true witness, because that shows that he says the truth. Because however you try it, if a witness is not a true witness, and if witness is not actually saying the truth, they would flipped. They would have flipped immediately, because like McCabe and something, right? Like she was like non-stop switching on the stand, the story on the go, right? Like one story didn't match the other story 10 minutes later, you know, or even 2 minutes later. But this true witness, you can tell it, who says the truth, just whatever it is. He's like, no, because it's not possible. I wasn't even there at 11:30 because my job didn't start until 2:30. That was my assignment, you know. So I loved him so much. Hi guys, hi whoever is here, how are you? So then let's talk the medical examiner. Okay, let's examiner, and then I will go to Dr. Russell. I have something to say there about this. So let's push her up. Yeah, there you go. Do you see the difference? Guys, do you see the difference? She was totally refreshed. She had nice and pink cheeks. She was totally recovered. She was so exhausted or tired or something. Something was up. Didn't I say it? I say it. I know. Look, now look. She looked healthy, refreshed, sharp and fit. It was great. I loved it so much. And she was a true medical examiner. I loved it so much. She was like a true medical examiner witness, in my opinion, also because unlike the person with the green and the tattoos and with the gigantic lashes and like and someone on my and by the way guys, thank you so much for all of your incredible, amazing, high quality comments. I mean, you guys rock, and I'm so honored to have you guys on my channel. I mean, this is so nice to have you here, because when I read your comments, I was like, yeah, I guess I'm not alone in this world thinking like this. So I'm really, really grateful for your really nice and high quality comments. I really, really appreciate it. So one person on my comments pointed out that, and I totally agree, that she said something like the other one with the green shirt, she was overly excessively using medical terminology, and I totally agree, right? Because she I don't know, like we talked about her coolness, right? Trying to show herself cool. Like, you cannot be cool and be acting like the medical examiner on the jury who has zero knowledge about medical terminology, and you throw up all the medical terminology. We got it. You're MD, so we got it, right? You know the medical terminology, but that's not the point. It's not a show for you. It's you are there to help the jury understand that whole thing, right? So it's, for example, what she did was she was throwing the medical one by one, all the medical terminology, and then when the person who the madam recording person, right, record the whole thing, it's like disrespectful, right? And then it was saying not only her, but the judge said, "Can you please spell that?" And she's like, "Oh, sure." You know, like, they don't say it because you're so cool. They say it because it has to be in the records, whatever the hell you're talking about, right? And that's why she was 100% a brilliant medical examiner, and she said how it is, and she explained it in such a layman terms, and even she talked purely medical stuff. Everyone could understand it. Everyone. And it was so easy to follow her. It was straightforward, no chick-chack, like too much up here. It was like nice flow, and she said what she said, and she said what she saw, and she didn't care about this side on this side. And at one point, Lali was a little bit like surprised that she couldn't like justify what he was saying. She could say it was a blunt force. It can be anything, right? And so I loved her. I love that she was refreshed and she looks so much healthier, nice pink cheeks and refreshed, more sharp, not like this trying to keep her eyes open. So it's a big difference, big difference. Go back and watch my yesterday's video. There's a huge difference, and I loved it, loved it, loved it so much here. Hi guys! Hi from Sylvie. Hi Sylvie, how are you? Yes, Ryan. So what I found very interesting about the bruising thing, I haven't seen that picture up until yesterday, but today it was more like clear. And I don't know, didn't we see in the very beginning of the trial the knuckles were like, all knuckles were bruised? I didn't see that here. I don't understand, like, are there two separate pictures? Because wasn't the beginning of the trial like all four, like all these knuckles, I saw them like bruised, and that's where my theory of like punching and defense came in. But this one they show today, I don't know. And then what she said was, when Miss Little questioned her, and she said, "You said about IV, correct?" And she's like, "Yeah, but you also know that what they did was they give the IV in the leg, right? In the V, in the legs, not here. That then this is then why would she said that then? That this is probably an IV, because today she said, when Miss Little questioned her, she said, so Miss Little said, you know that this was a, from the leg, right? Like the IVs was placed there, and she said yes. And then the theory became, a more good question became, that these were actually in fact bruising from some sort of defense or something, not sure. Hi Amber, oh my goodness, thanks for Amber, thank you. So I just saw it literally an hour ago that you became a member. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so super sweet. Thank you so much. Oh, the rec IV was rewarming fluids, but she said the IV, but I didn't hear her saying about IV given here. That's what she said yesterday, and today she said yeah, the rewarming fluids was giving IV on the legs. Are you saying that in the ambulance they found it in here and give the IV here? But she didn't testify that she saw the IV here. She said it could have been. Of course, right? I think she saw O'Keefe, John O'Keefe 2 days later, but she should have seen this in the records where the IV was taken. I don't know. Yes, I remember seeing bruised knuckles too. Yeah, Kali said, right? I know in the beginning it was more bruised, but today it didn't look like punching, like the knuckles here, like Colin Alberts. Colin Alberts had all the 4 knuckles like bruised. I saw the similar picture of John O'Keefe in the beginning, but today it wasn't like this, so I'm not sure what was that. And so, okay. So she was great, loved her so much. And then let me see what I've noted here. Familiar with the foreign signs. Yeah, okay, let's talk about Dr. Russell. The other two. Yeah, okay, let's talk about Dr. Russell. Dr. Russell. This is Dr. Russell. Yeah, there you go. So Dr. Russell, first of all, I loved her jacket. I love the color of her jacket. Oh my god. I have a brown suit too. I love it so much. Brown suit, love it. Anyway, I loved her outfit. I loved how she polished herself so much. I liked it a lot. So what I hated so bad that Lali said this. Lali was out of control. Lali was like acting like a maniac, and what he said was so disgusting. He tried to discredit her and said this. You had some familiarity in forensic science. You have been on some boards of that nature. You have been on some boards of that nature. The way he said that, and she was like, yes. I mean, the way it was so like, he tried so hard to discredit her, but in a very, like, the exact same. So you had some familiarity in forensic science. You have been on some boards of that nature. Did he not ask about this type of scientific boards and scientific committees, what have you, in such a way to that forensic scientist, digital forensic scientist, who said, that's a great question. That's a great question. I mean, you see, like, it's just so, to me, if you try to hit someone, hit that with something that makes sense, but it's like he started to play a dirty game. Like, this is like a loser's game. Losers do that, right? Losers attack from left and right. If you would have that sharp, you would have done this in your case before you rested your case. You rested, you're out, you know you screwed up. And now you're attacking some, like, Dr. Russell, had medical and police and, I don't know, incarceration, what have you, experiences than, I don't know, 10 doctors, 10 MDs combined, 10 polices combined. And to just say it just because you are so somehow have some now person doing like some personal attacks is just so low, you know. And just to discredit her with some boards and stuff. Yeah, I've been on some sort of boards or stuff. Yes. And she's like, so yes. That was just so crazy. Oh, hi everybody. Everybody's here. She saw the tiny hole on the hand. I can't remember who. So yeah, fourth edge. So yeah, let's talk about just, I will come to the fourth edge. That's important. Hold on. She stated that yes, the door were open because she stated didn't clarify any IV attempt. They haven't clarified anything. Yeah, I was left with more questions than answers with the medical examiner. Really? Yeah, you are probably right. Exactly. Dr. Russell, I think also she's a superhero. I swear to God, like, you know, me being in a medical field, what she did, like, she did over and over, and that education and that education and two internship, like, and then a police, and then I don't know, the whole jail ER, and like 30 years of this jail ER, executive director, what have you. I don't know, man. Like, she was like out of this world from education and experience wise. Like, my God. Okay, so let's talk about the doc, right? So she is right. So Lally again tried to question her about what about that it didn't go through, and the dog did go through here, right? But if immediately I thought, when you have, did you guys have you seen like these fighter dogs or the canine dogs? What, in my opinion, happened was, when the dog attacked, the dog was being held on the collar. You know, like the fighter dogs, like the people hold them on the collar because they're like, ah, like this. So I think that's why he tried but didn't go like this all the way through. So he was trying. I can 100% guarantee you that this was some sort of like this canine or this kind of a fighter dogs that just when they attack like a maniac, and somebody was holding that dog in the collar so that it was trying to just grab it, that's why all the scratches and like this deeper like scratches, and this not complete, in my opinion, not complete thorough bite, like all the way through, all the way through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you've seen like these fighter dogs, they are like this. They just like they're holding, they are just like trying to catch it. In my opinion, that was something like this. So someone was holding that dog in the on the collar while the dog was attacking and still was trying to attack. I don't think that dog went full force in. If that dog would have gone full force, that the arm would 100% would look so different, so different. Exactly. He was trying to confuse her, but she wasn't falling for it. Exactly. Oh yeah, he questioned her about the length of, yes, Boston Globe subscription. Exactly. So let me talk about this because I literally noted this here. Heard this. He said that in the without the jury before and now here, because for him it was like a dismissive because she was on for so long. Let me tell you, as Bostonian, when this Karen Reed thing came out, I swear, like we don't pay attention. Like I didn't pay attention at all. It was for me not like attention grabbing. So I remember hearing this or seeing this, I think on Instagram news or something like that, like a Boston 25 news or so. On Instagram, like the pic, but I remember just very something vaguely. And I didn't even follow it at all. Like I had absolutely zero idea until just like few weeks ago. Until May 13 was my first video on this. And I had zero idea about the details about this. And when I saw the details, I was like, oh my God, I have to make videos about this because this is just the crazy maniac stuff. But that's why when she said, I mean, I didn't pay attention. I had no idea. Like, I didn't pay attention. I might have seen it, but, you know, totally. I mean, totally. So that's why for me it was the exact same thing. So that's why he kept trying to discredit her because of that. But she's busy, man. Like even me as a Bostonian, I didn't pay attention at all, you know. So think of Ryan says, think about her. 1990s in LA. Oh my God, I know, right? That was violent time and violent city. Exactly, exactly. And with violent cops, she has seen horrible things at a relentless pace. I know. Oh my God. I don't want to maybe do you know, I mean, there was a documentary about the jail system in California. How there was a documentary about how they treat the inmates and use them as in the forest fire in California at forefront with zero money, like just go for, and they were all burning their faces and stuff, no equipment, no nothing. I mean, it was just so hard. I don't know. It's just horrible. Yes, exactly. Daniel said, they didn't want Chloe to attack more because that would raise suspicion given Chloe's history. Exactly. I think also because of that, they knew Chloe and they knew how they attacked. That's why 100%, I'm telling you, they were holding Chloe from the collar. That's why the dog couldn't go all the way through. That's why that's, in my opinion, there was like two like deep, like very deep, like scratches deep. That was not claw. The other ones, yes, those ones were not claw. Those were teeth. Couldn't grab it, like because the color, right? So definitely, I mean, if you had a dog, like, I don't know, man. If you had a dog, like that's claws. What? They wouldn't do like that's not an eagle, you know? If you tell me that's an eagle, then yeah. But the dog claw doesn't do that. It was so deep, parallel, so deep. Those were teeth. Let me tell you, those were teeth. Imagine how often cases like this happen unnoticed. Yes, and Dr. Russell said, literally, when Lali said, yeah, and these, she's like, there were so many cases that don't even come to the ER. We had 700 cases in the study that he tried to discredit, that they are from the ER. But there were so many that don't even come to the ER. Yes. Oh my God. Amber, you and I, we are just like, our minds are like completely written the same. Whatever I think, you say, whatever you say, I think. It's just so crazy. Amber says, I think an altercation would have provoked Chloe. 100%. I was thinking it since day one. So the story, in my opinion, is, so when they fought, right? A dog, what would a dog do? And if like a German Shepherd, hello, what are we talking about? Like, if the dog would immediately attack, particularly a German Shepherd, would attack the other person, 100,000,000%, full stop. So fight first, then dog comes in, dogs get nuts, they were holding on the collar, and then they have this altercation and someone comes from the back and boom, with the dumbbell. That's my story. Now let's talk about that Ford Edge. No one is talking about this. In my opinion, the first time I heard about the Ford Edge parking there at the flagpole, that was it, from my opinion. And this Ford Edge story magically disappeared. No one talks about, like, timely, locationally, fits 100% to everything, in my opinion. That time, few weeks ago, when I first heard about that Ford Edge parking there, at that time and that location by the flagpole, I think they must have just pulled it in, right? Pull it in, and so that the street can be blocked, and then John O'Keefe was still being placed there, so that it's just not be seen by accidentally a car comes over or something. I don't know why no one's talking about that Ford Edge, and I'm so happy that the plow driver said that. I didn't see nothing but that Ford Edge that time. I mean, I don't know, guys, but this gets more and more obvious, but the medical examiner and then the Ford Edge and the plow driver, I mean, these group here did a lot of explanation and brought things to light, in my opinion. I think what happened was, whatever the confusion of the whole shebang with the prosecution was for the jury, I think now they had a better understanding of what this the whole thing is, or this, I think they will start again making opinion, because I did also, because I think that, you know, the flow dryer said there was nothing, zero. And then out of the sudden, there was like a 2 p.m., 2:30, what have you, and flagpole a Ford Edge. And he said it was unusual because the Alberts never, ever have somebody, like, have guests or do themselves parking there on the street. So then he goes around. That was just clear as day that this happened. Exactly. Lucinda says because they can't have it there when she's backing up, she would have hit it. Exactly. But I think, no, the Ford Edge wasn't. So I said that's a bit confusing because a couple of people, didn't they? I don't know who was it that testified about the Ford Edge. Who was the first person saying that? But he didn't. The flow driver said that it was about 2:30. I don't know, but the timings are so like overwhelming for me. But did he say it was in 2:30? Was it 2:30? I think so. I don't know. Sylvie says you are good to explain. Oh, thank you, Sylvie. The Maven says, I believe the plow dryer and the Dicton tow truck driver. 100%. I talk about the plow driver 100%. What I loved about him, as I mentioned before, I don't want to go deeper. You can go back and watch it, but Lally really tried to discredit him so hard. He tried so hard to confuse him, and he thought actually like this he can confuse him, but no. He was like, no, I wasn't even there at that time. And he tried and tried and tried. I loved it. And that's exactly that he is a true witness and saying the truth. Because you can hit him here, you can hit him there, you can hit him, you can try to confuse on all angles as you like. When the witness says, this is what happened. No, not this happened. No, this didn't happen. No, this didn't happen. But this did happen. Do you stick by it? Yes, because this happened. You know? And I wasn't even there because I wasn't even assigned on that hour. So I loved him, and 100 million%. I think everyone believed him. Everyone. I mean, if you must be really like lolly thinking to not believe that plow driver. He was straightforward. That's when I signed up. That's what I did. This is how I went through. He was just so honest, right? I loved him. Ryan says the Edge was likely taking Chloe away and or blocking camera views. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like blocking the camera, blocking the road that no one would see what they're doing. In my opinion, they blocked it there, parked it there so that they could put John there. Because it's magically the exact same location where they found it. That's why I'm saying, why is no one talking about this more? The Ford Edge might be the answer of everything, right? I don't know, man. Is it Brian's Albert car? I think the Ford Edge is Higgins' car. That's what I understood in the few weeks ago. I think the Ford Edge is Higgins' car. One of the early morning photos shows an SUV in the driveway at Fairview, and there are tire tracks behind it, so it wasn't parked all night. Yes, it wasn't parked all night, and it's not in the driveway, like on the street, like on the flagpole, right at the flagpole. And that's why I'm saying, I mean, why is nobody talking about this? And it was in 2:30 or something. Like, we should go back and watch it in the beginning. I think that was around the time when Jen McCabe, Matt McCabe, and that girl's brother and Heather, and those were testifying. Around those times, I don't know which week that was, but around those times, that I don't know who mentioned that they saw that Ford Edge. I think 2-3 people testified about that Ford Edge. So I think and Higgins was asked about the Ford Edge. So yeah, so we have to go back and watch that. That's why 32 is on the police report versus 34. Not an accident. What is that 34? Like 32? Like the minutes? What is it? The minutes, you mean? Oh, you mean like where they found him? You mean that, like, not 34 Fairview, like 32, between 32 and 34 Fairview. That's what you're saying, right? Don't be, it says, I heard it could be Kevin Alberts or Colin or Chris or Higgins. Don't know because no one wants to confirm. I think it was Higgins. That I think so. I think it was Higgins. And that's why I felt like, why is no one paying attention to that? When this was Higgins and it was right there at that time. Hello? I mean, I don't know. Is it just so clear to me? Ryan says Colin Albert and his dad had them. And Brian. Higgins drove Jeep. Oh, okay. Right. So Ford Edge, who was the Ford Edge then? Are you, was it Chris Albert? I don't know who's belonging to Ford Edge. We have to go back and watch it. If somebody knows, just write it in the comments or something, because I'm curious, because the Ford Edge is, I think it's the Ford Edge. Not hitting, just parking there on the street to block what they are doing right there, so that no street car would see it, and they just can do whatever they want. That's what I'm thinking. The address, yes, exactly. The Maven says the girl in the McCabe's car, oh my god, wasn't she like, who said, I mean, people are so liars, like, I can't believe, like, okay, we will get there. She said she thought she saw something, wouldn't have seen John if this body wasn't there until after he passed by the snowplow. I don't know, guys. It's just so crazy. Colin Albert, Ford. Yeah, who's belonging the Ford Edge? We need to find that out. I forgot. I heard Jen's voice making 911 calls saying 32 Fairview. Listen, for me, I I don't even understand what they're saying in that phone calls or something. I was keep saying, like, since decades, like since my child, I don't know, but like in the police, like I said to myself, I would never be able to be a police or something because I just don't understand these the things. I don't know how they understand. It's just like that. They don't, I mean, I don't hear any, I just don't understand what they're saying. For example, the Jen McCabe 911 call and all the details. I just hear her screaming. I don't know what she's saying. I don't know what people are saying in the background. I don't know why my ears are so blocked about this. So I just don't understand at all. So for me, what's important, I don't even hear what Jen McCabe says in that 911 call at all. Zero. Only what I hear from me is more important, that Karen's screaming like crazy, and then she screams, carry, 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 like going nuts, right? She said 32 Fairview. She was misleading to cover. Wow, I didn't. Wow. If that's the case and nobody talks about this, I haven't heard this in any witness testimony, like, or the attorneys pushing on that, pressing on that, like, why did you say 32, not 34? Plan A to make it look like the snowplow hit him, but without the driver seeing him. So after the first pass by plow, it makes sense they placed his body, but with the car to block the driver's view. Exactly. Exactly. So I think they saw that the plow is driving. Well, maybe, oh my God, we are just going so crazy. Like, I'm just going nuts here. Like, maybe they came out, checked around, and then boom, there was a plow driver. They said, okay, you know what? There's a plow. We can't put it. He would see it right away. So then they probably put the car there so that he can be blocked, and then the plow must go around it. I don't know, guys. It's just so creepy. It's getting so creepy. But again, I think people need to talk about or push about the Ford Edge. Why out of the blue is the Ford Edge there? Even the plow driver said that was so unusual. And they said, why it was unusual? Because the Alberts never, ever have someone park there. I mean, isn't that like, he said it's obvious. Like, I think the plow driver today, voila, was the answer of many, 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 many things. Many things. That's why, and he was so particular about the timing. And that's why Lally was upside down, inside out, trying to discredit his ability to memorize the exact timing. But he was like, that's the exact timing. That's what I saw. It was bright as daylight. You know? Crazy stuff. There are some cleaned up and enhanced versions of the call out there now. Oh wow, oh that's good. But I feel so. Just want to say, let me see if I have something else. No, I think I'm all set here. So one thing I want to ask you, does anyone know, because someone in the comments had mentioned about there was like this fight between and I noticed that since day one too. And she also pointed out that Jonaki's mother and the brother and the wife sitting millions miles apart all the time. So she pointed out that there was some fights or something about the children with John. There was like a huge fight. Didn't understand too much, but who's fighting with whom? Like, why is Paul fighting also with the mother, or John was fighting with the mother, or like, why? What's the dispute between the two? Does someone know? I'm just curious, I think it has nothing to do with anything. It's just my curiosity, because this is like, I noticed this since day one. Like, first I was like, okay, they sit in the corner, they sit there. But now, like, insisting on always sitting there like millions miles apart. I don't know. That doesn't look just like random seating to me. Wow. Why don't we just Google like very second? I'm just like literally want to know about that Ford Edge. Hold on. Let's look. I don't know. I just want to end this here without who whom belongs that Ford Edge. The Ford Edge. Okay, obviously Karen Reed trial. Oh, and before while I'm looking, there was like the one last person, right? We forgot about him. Hold on. The this gentleman here, right? What were your thoughts about him? As I'm looking, why don't you guys let me know what your thoughts were about him? Because he said she searched for it. Duh, we all knew. We all knew she did. Yes, she did. Feelings. Also, they said Yanati. I'm sorry, it's like he said. Remember yesterday in the video and in the comments, we discussed about the accuracy of the Apple. I said like I can't imagine Apple would just put out such a crappy app, and pretty much everyone in the comments said like it was always accurate for me. And today he was asked about the accuracy, and he said in the research has shown that it's about 98% accuracy. That's like pretty much 100%. So that's what I thought, because I can't imagine Apple just bringing out such a crappy data, app. Okay, let's recap this one here. I read this from boston.com. Turning his attention to O'Keefe's Apple Health data, Green explained, the degree of accuracy, it depends on the type of data that's being pulled out in the artifacts. For example, steps are known to have an accuracy of around 98% on the actual steps occurring. Defense attorney David Yannetti pointed out that O'Keefe's Apple Health data indicated that he took 80 steps between 12:21 a.m. and 12:24 a.m. on the 29th. The same data also shows O'Keefe climbing up or down 3 flights of stairs in a similar time period. Green confirmed a slight overlap between the timestamps for the movement and O'Keefe's arrival at the 34 Fairview Road. He also confirmed O'Keefe's phone data shows 36 steps between 12:31 a.m. and 12:32 a.m. Yannetti asked about data linked to the navigation app Waze, which O'Keefe was using in the morning of January 29th. The data indicated 3 different timestamps, and Green noted the times varied by as much as 3 minutes. As for McCabe's phone data, Green testified that the Haslong search happened at or before 2:27 a.m. He said the Google search was found in the write ahead log, where data is stored temporarily before it is written into the main database. Just by the nature of it, we will find a lot of the newest artifacts in the WAL file, Green said. The search, he noted, was in a deleted state. He said he came to his conclusion about the 2:27 a.m. timestamp based on how this particular phone operates with that exact operating system, and his comparison with other data from the phone. He testified that he found a lot of other user-deleted artifacts in the McCabe's data from the morning of January 29th. Duh, right? Green said he wasn't aware of any internal mechanisms on the phone that could account for the deletions. He identified other reports showing deleted and live data from McCabe's call log, asserting that 100% of her calls from before 8:50 a.m. on the 29th were deleted. Holy crap. Those would have been user deleted, he added. Answering questions from Assistant District Attorney Adam Lally on cross-examination, Green said he understood Hyde and Whiffen both disagreed with his findings. He also confirmed one of the programs he used in his own analysis was Artex, a tool Within created. Lally asked if it was possible the Haas-Long search Green timestamped at 2:27 a.m. and the search McCabe made at 6:24 a.m. were on the same time, were one and the same. That's inconsistent with the actual data I'm seeing on this actual phone with this precise iOS version, Green said. Whom are you kidding, right? He also testified that a recorded search for how long to digest food was most likely a suggested search from Apple, even though he stated otherwise in a previous affidavit. Green explained that further testing proved his initial belief wrong. Lally asked Green if he saw any deleted web history from Reed's phone from the afternoon of the 29th, and Green said he didn't. However, he couldn't recall whether he specifically looked for deleted data. I don't believe I did, Green said. I don't know if I would have had a cause to. He said he undertook some testing with the same iPhone model O'Keefe had to see if it would record steps while he was driving or stationary. He said the phone only recorded steps consistently when he was actually taking steps. Lally asked about the GPS native location data, indicating O'Keefe was half-mile away from 34 Fairview Road when his iPhone recorded movement. Green suggested the 3 different timestamps from the Waze data could offer a possible explanation. I mean, looks like he literally clarified everything. Everything. What are your thoughts? Yes, Amber said, I only know that the mom and John fought over the custody of children. Yes, she the person in the comments said that too. Hi, Fifth Dimension. The Fire Edge is Brian Albert's car. The Ford Edge is Brian Albert's car. Oh, yes. Yes. Right. Ford Edge. Exactly. Brian Albert stated he owned the Ford. Yes. Yes. Thank you for clarifying. You're right. Because I was like, who? Somebody testified that. Ford Edge. That's why the plow dryer said that was unusual. They would never do that. Now it makes sense because not the guests, but Brian Albert himself never do that. Now thank you for clarifying that. Oh my God. Oh my God. This gets creepier and creepier. Why is no one talking about this? Oh my God. Oh God. Then that makes more sense. Why? Because wouldn't have been Higgins went and then would come back if this was Higgins' car? Now that's Albert's car. He just like pull over. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is so not. Oh my God. I like this guy. Very credible. Commonwealth Independent. Yeah, sometimes he was just so confused. Like he's like, I want to answer you correctly. Like he's so cute. But he confused a little bit. Like from his politeness, I think he just confuse the heck out of everybody sometimes. He was just overly trying to be so polite, you know. Danielle said, Commonwealth Independent Expert Witness Jessica Hyde nominated other Commonwealth Independent Expert Witness Ian Waffen for the 2020 Newcomer of the Yard Award. Oh, someone in the comment mentioned it. Was it you, Daniel? You said Commonwealth Independent Expert Witness Jessica Hyde nominated other Commonwealth Independent Expert Witness Ian Waffen. Oh, you were saying they're sold? Is that what you're saying? Like, isn't that anyone not sold? Like, right? Oh my God. Like, tell me one person that wasn't sold. I don't know how they can. Do you know what I was thinking today? I was thinking the whole scenario of what possibly my scenario came to my mind. Imagine he's there coming in, you know, and Karen says, are you even, you know, are you sure that we were even invited? So he, again, I keep saying it, he ignored the red flags. He insisted that those people were his friends. Why? They are not his friends. They hate him. They're jealous of him, right? So he goes there, having like nice evening, super fun, like we saw in the videos, like all the videos are so heartbreaking. He comes in like a nice, you know, continuation of this nice chatty and fun evening, comes in there, and then they go downstairs, what have you. Let me show you, you know, come here, like let's go, and let's chit chat. And he's like, I will show you the basement, like we have the gym there. And then they start to do like this jokingly fight, like in the waterfall, what have you. And then because of the alcohol, because of the hate, because of the jealousy, things get more and more and more, right? We see this a lot in fights when people hate each other, or not each other, but when somebody hates the other, that person who's been jealous about thinks that it's joke, like it's fun, right? Like we see this in kids a lot, right? When the kid think it's a joke, it's fun, while the other person actually means it, right? Really punch it, but then the child really thinks it's still fun, it's still like a joke, right? And I think something like this must have happened, that John believed that there was just like fun, like, you know, joking around or something, but then it gets more and more and more. And then the dog gets involved, because the dog obviously thinks, German Shepherd, hello, that they're fighting and I must protect my people, and so my family, right? And then they go over and they pull on the collar, he's trying to attack him, and then boom, somebody hits with a dumbbell, you know, my story. And then imagine, like, it broke my heart so much that it came to my vision like that. And then because he was still alive, right? Imagine, like, they pop out his head open, the blood, thin blood with all the alcohol splashes everywhere, and he's still alive, right? He's still alive. And I don't know, man. Imagine, like, when they just, like, he was struggling and then they pulling him out and just like drop him there, you know? Imagine that scenario, if that's the truth. Just imagine that. Like, today I was like, oh my God, like, he was just trying to imagine, I mean, just imagine this, you know. When I saw that, I was just, I couldn't believe, it was just so hard to just thinking that he was alive, and then if they dropped him like trash there, you know, and while he, and then the cold and the blizzard, and while he's still alive. Like, I can't imagine someone able to sleep at night. I just can't. And the whole, if there was a whole cover up, like, how can all of them sleep at night? I just don't understand. Like, I honestly, I sincerely don't understand, like, you know, while he's trying to, in the court, he's just totally unable to do anything. But while he's still alive, breathing, you know, it's just so brutal, in my opinion. That's why I'm just like, you know, all of the time, the entire time, I was just thinking of him, because no one deserves to die like this, like, ever, you know. It's just so brutal. It's just so brutal. And I just cannot imagine whoever just leave him like this, and if they did it and throw him there alive, you know. Just, it's just, I don't know, man. That's why I'm saying, like, all the time, like, it's important to do these videos. I don't give a crap, like, recap of this trial. I don't care about that. It's just from the society wise, you know, like, what is this? Like, how can be people so damaged to be able to do this, you know? And I don't know, man. I don't know. It just breaks my heart so much when I see, like, you know, like, his hands, and I always, like, imagine him, how would be, like, alive, you know, like, and when you look at his face, I don't know, man, as this really breaks my heart so much, like, so much, because it seems like he was such a nice person. Look at his face, like, right? Look at his face. Like, as he was sheep in the wolf pack, you know. And just leaving him like this is just, like, who can do that? And how can people go about their lives, you know, and like, haha, and tralala, nothing has happened? I don't know. That's why I want to know who did this, you know? I don't know. Yes, Ryan says, oh, everyone ignored Karen's location data being deleted in April 2022 while the phone was in police custody. They manipulated the crap out of her stuff. Like, she had zero control over it. And let me tell you this. I was thinking of this today. And I want to do a separate video on this, and it kind of really correlates with on my channel in the front you see, and I have two more videos like that. The combination is like about success on demand. like I teach in a live webinar how, like, my blueprint on winning every time when you get cornered in, how to change the scenario and win the scenario all the time. And I did that since the 90s while I was in college, and it went on and on and on, and every time I was able to get out of the situation and turn that critical moment to my to winning that moment. And then I recently realized that I do not knowingly the same thing, like a blueprint. And then I decided to have that webinar to teach you guys, like, how can you, because there are 4 distinguished steps in the blueprint that I do without knowing. Now it naturally comes, and so I can be able to teach that. And here is the exact same thing happening. I was thinking, and I probably will do another video, separate video on this. The only way, and people think like, yeah, Karen this, Karen that. Number one, if Karen hasn't had the resources, wasn't able to pay all of this, do you know how expensive Yanati and Jackson and all of these witnesses and everything are, how expensive they are? And if they haven't had the, as Karen said, resources, then she wouldn't be even be able to do anything. She would be in jail, rotted in jail for maybe nothing. That's number one. Number two, people think, Karen is like acting like she's an attorney, and even in news channels they were just like poo-pooing her for that. Let me tell you this: if she wasn't on top of it, she would not. This is a teamwork. I know for a fact. My attorneys, like, they are in jaw-dropping when I have all the documents organized, everything. Like, I won all cases that ever in other countries too. Because why? Because to me, my mind, you have to be on top. You have to stay on top. If you have to work as a team, like all documents, all this, like everything, you'd have to have the folder ready to go. This, I answered this question. Your attorney asked this question, you're like, I know the answer, and that's the answer, and here, that's the proof from whatever years ago. That's how you win the case. Let me tell you this. And also the same thing with medical MDs, right? This is how I saved my own life. I would go to the doctors and I'm like dying inside. Nobody can help me. And this micro specialists I handpicked at Harvard, they couldn't help me at all. And I was always be able to say them, doing tests after tests after tests, nothing is happening here, and not everything is negative, like nothing is there, but I'm still dying inside, like, how can you help me? And I just always keep researching and telling them, maybe we should try this, maybe let's go to this route or this route, maybe we do CT, maybe do an MRI, maybe do this, maybe do that. And like, yeah, that makes sense, let's try this, let's do this test, let's do that test. And this is, I wanted it, this, that bone that I broke here, they couldn't even see it in the ER. They did an x-ray. I said, it's something is fishy here. I have like weird sensitivity in this, my fingers. It's tingling. Something is off. They are just like, Yeah, you know, x-ray again, x-ray again, all sides, nothing. And I said, listen, why don't we just do like a deep dive, because something is off in here. And then they said, okay, you know what, let's do a CT. And then boom, very far in that hidden, there was a broken bone, tiny triangle broken bone. They had to remove it. What I'm saying is, you must be on top, and I think she will win because of that, because she is on top of the case, and you, let me tell you, must be able to do that. Otherwise you are doomed. Even if you have the top of the top lawyers, you must be helping. You need to help the lawyers, your lawyers. So you need to stay on top of everything. For example, if you are in a law case, you have this, you are a multimillionaire, you have this incredible attorneys, and then you say, okay, what happened then? And you're like, yeah, this happened. And the attorney said, so to show me, like, how, prove it. And you're like, I don't know. And like, okay, done, like, you're done. And you need to be able to this and that and that and that and that. And that's how you win the cases. I mean, my course is about not like just this, but in other scenarios too. For example, when narcissist or your boss or your colleagues, like you are in a seminar, webinar, whatever, and they squeeze you in a corner, in school, in college, what have you, they squeeze you in a corner, they just, and you just cannot get out. They're just trying to diminish you, they're trying to, I don't know, poo-poo your knowledge and what have you, and then boom, you can turn it around, and then you win the case, or you win the scenario, you win the situation every single time. So that's absolutely important. Daniel says they're all connected like mafia. Oh my god, exactly, my words. Let me tell you this. Ryan says ways would be the inaccurate data. That is a secondary tracking system that will have delays. Apple would be far more useful for investigation as it is for personal use. Yeah, someone in the comments also mentioned that Apple has this 3 time stamps. Literally yesterday someone on the comments said that, and literally today exactly he said there are 3 time stamps. I was thinking of that person who wrote that on my comments on the channel. Ryan says, oh, everyone ignored Karen's location data. We read that. Yes, Maven, the shirts look very odd, even if that is simply vomit prior. Oh yeah, okay, vomit prior to agonal breathing stage. It looks wrong. Like, very okay. I thank you for reminding me about this, because I think two videos or so ago, someone like there was a chat commented about the how come that the shirt with the blood and all that. And then I forgot to mention, like, also the vomit, like somebody said he must have been standing or something, right? Like the same thing with vomit. They found vomit in his underwear. He couldn't have lied down and vomited. He must have been standing so that the vomit goes into his underpants. Like, how, when, where? Was while they were beating him up, he was vomiting? Oh my god, oh my, okay, oh my god, I don't know. Oh, God. Daniel says the Maven, the shirt and the the shoe both look cleaned up. Get rid of Chloe's and others' DNA. I think so too. Wasn't the shoe in a perfect, clean, like from the shoe store? It looked like that, didn't it? Amber, it's hard to comprehend. Very sad. He was a fellow officer. I know. Exactly. The maybe says playing around, gone bad, or intended ambush. Either way, it's so tragic. He didn't plan to die that way. Dane says you are pure and gentle soul. Those culprits are cruel and evil. I know. I don't know. Maven says, how can they do this? Maybe it's not the first time. I know. X says, I jumped when I was a teen. My head looked like his. They absolutely jumped him. I knew a dog trainer that trained attack dogs, and the rubber arms he used to train them with looked like O'Keefe's arm. Right? Exactly. I'm telling you, like fighter dogs. Fighter dogs are like this. They hold them in the collars, and that's why he couldn't go all the way through. 100%, let me tell you, 100%. Oh my God. When you say they absolutely jumped him, what do you mean by jump? Like, I don't know the term. Like, jump mean like they hit him? Is that what that means? Jumped him? Yeah. Queen Olive. Hi, this is my first live and I'm late. It's very heartbreaking. I hope the real. Oh, hold on. What's this? I hope the real culprits pay for what they did. Hi, welcome, Ola. Queen Olive, how are you? Good to see you here. She's fighting for her life right now. Exactly, like exactly. What are we talking about here, right? And I didn't know she has 3 counts. Like, holy cow. Sylvie, thanks for putting good people before all the hurt in their family hearts. Ryan, her voicemail to him have a lot of anger, accusations of affairs that may not be rational. We talked about this yesterday about her voice messages. I mean, it's just they were in a toxic relationship, no doubt about that, right? Like I love you so much, and they fight, and then they love each other so much. I mean, John loved her, no doubt about it, and um, I even mentioned this in the video as well, where they showed in the bar that he was just swirling her drink. I want to do this very short recap on that, but also I believe she loved him so much. She absolutely did want to get, separate from him, although she said that it was kind of a bluff, but he also didn't want to stop him because he said, yeah, I don't want the fight, not the relationship. I don't want the fight, which I understand, right? Who would want that, because both believe that it's getting toxic. And so she doesn't feel appreciated, she doesn't feel heard, she doesn't feel that he cares, and she even thinks that it started to become obsessive because of, maybe, I don't know if he gives some hints, like, or did some hints about giving her the impression that he can do that, and he was super handsome, and like, I don't know what, you know we see this a lot, and so that's why, I mean, she wouldn't, I don't believe for a minute that she would set that out of the thin air if that wasn't there. And that's why she was just so like unsure of whether or not he was cheating, and it makes her even more go nuts when that's we see this a lot, right? When the women is unsure that whether or not he would cheat, and he keeps, the ghosting stuff, right? That drives one even more insane, thinking it more, although maybe that person just wants to stay a little bit away, and it goes like in a death circle. And that's what happened here, right? Like this, we see this type of toxic relationships a lot. And so yeah. Oh, I was just about to say that I 100% believe that. I mean, he was in love with her, and it felt bad that she couldn't see. She was like, had in her mind still like the possibility that he could cheat, he was cheating or something. But he, in that bar, it broke my heart so much. He could not get his eyes off of her. He was in love with her. That was a man in love with a woman, full stop. His eyes were non-stop following her. She never looked at him. She was always talking with other people, but he was always attentive to her, what she's doing, what she's thinking. She was always like that. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a man in love, full stop. That's a man in love. He was loving, I mean, he was in love with her. Maven said, I don't like Karen. I think she's cut from the same cloth as Jen McCabe and is a manipulator. But I don't think she killed John. Her personality and relationship is irrelevant. The evidence doesn't add up. Yeah, so after the Higgins thing, I say my videos, I don't like her either. Like, I have a separate video just about that because I found it ultra, ultra, mega disgusting. What she did with Higgins, like, full stop, like, nowhere in my books ever, ever this has a place, ever, ever. And so it was just no way. And that's why, you know, no. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just in that video. Sylvie says, good family put law in front of bad family. Yes. Ryan, but there were two different attachment types, and he worked in a sexual assault victim unit. His relationship brain would have been wrecked. Oh, he was working there? Really? Oh, God. Oh, my God. This case, X says, this case made me realize how many innocent people are in prison because they could not afford quality lawyers. Exactly. That's what I kept saying in my videos before. No way. Like, number one, no money, and number two, the corruption. And Proctor cases, literally, when I said that in my video, the next day, everything I say in my videos, the next day people are saying this. You hear this in the mouth of the attorney or in the news. Every day. You just watch it every day. Like I said, listen, what about the Proctor's past cases? What about them? And then everybody in the news said, what about Proctor's past cases? Exactly. Money, like lack of money and lack of accountability and all the corruption, right? How many people? I don't even know. And guess what? They are there. I mean, Brian Alberts is a police for 30 years. 30 years. And they're just all, and that Fairview Road is their childhood home. Imagine that, like how deep that is. It's just unbelievable. Just Me Joe. Hi, Just Me Joe. The bit about the dog not getting a full bite lunch due to being held back is so observant of you. Oh, thank you. Yes, because if you have a dog, but more so if you because for me, do you know why I came to that idea? Because when I see, I can die for dogs. My dog, I had two dogs. One was brutally killed, but my first ever dog, I was in high school, and he was so sick, and I took care of him for 3 months after high school, like after school, and he was just becoming healthy, and then he just went out for the first time. I was in school, and then when I came back, I've been told that he has been shot because he was weak other than the other dogs, and then they shot him and killed him. And I remember that I cried for a whole week, and I stopped eating for a whole week because it was just so brutal, because I literally helped him to survive, and he was about, because he had like some illness, and I every single day took care of him. And so, and then my dog after that, he was 14 years old, and he was a border collie, and he was the smartest dog on earth. So when, not only as a dog owner, but I was always felt so horrible when I would see in the television or the news or something, or in documentaries, these fighter dogs, and how they make them aggressive, and how they made them aggressive to fight, and the brutality. I mean, to even see that make my head pop out of my brain. So that's why I keep remember that, because they have to hold them in the collar, because they're just so like, they're like, I don't even know, like evil came into their body kind of thing. It's just out of this world. The anger, like it's hard to describe. So immediately, that's the react. Like that's exactly what's happening there. 100, and plus German Shepherd are protecting the family to its own death, like that much, you know. Oh, they didn't DNA test the vomit. Could be something someone else threw up on him. Oh my god, I don't know. Jumped him means several people attacking at the same time. Oh my god. Maybe some hitting and some holding the victim. Oh my god. Oh my god. Being jumped is sudden unexpected attack. Oh my god. Thank you, Maven. So, oh my god, no. It was just so hard. You know. I don't know, guys. The Ford Edge. We solved the problem. Ford Edge is Brian Alberts. Makes now everything makes sense. It didn't make sense that it was Higgins. Now Brian Alberts, if that was Brian Alberts' car, then it now makes totally sense. And that's why the power driver said, I was surprised that he was parking there, so I won't go around to not hit him. Oh my god. Oh my god. What happened to him? I don't know. It's so unbelievable. So now if we know for a fact that Jen McCabe did this search, who will help these people accountable? I don't know. I was literally thinking today about her, like when she would hear that, like what did she do? Shaking, or plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, plan Z. I don't know, but I think she probably went nuts, because I think they're on shaky grounds. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because in any case, they should help accountable whoever brutally did this. I don't know. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. I know it's so super late. I can't even believe it's so late again. Oh my god. This week I slept so late for us all the work. This was a crazy week. I don't know about you guys, but oh my god. Oh, okay. So join me on Sunday Live every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. I have the weekly empowerment. This is just all about us. Focus outside of all of this. Everyone out of he, she, they, whatever, who cares? Us. Us and us and only us. And recharge the batteries for the next week. I do this for years. It's my weekly Sunday Live where I give you empowerment messages for the upcoming week to strongly move forward towards our next chapter in our lives, towards our dream life with love, happiness, abundance, prosperity, and everything in between. So I highly encourage you to do that. And this weekend I will be working on obviously if you don't know, that says coffee.com, right, / Dr. Ayguen. So that's my online store. You will find all my workbooks, like about unhealthy relationships make you ill workbook, and then Fearless Achiever 2.0 workbook, and a lot of ebooks, what have you, and my jewelry line, all my empowerment cards that I made based on my life. They're all there. You can just see it there. It's just, and now this weekend I will be working on, and if you see, I don't know, can see, there's my t-shirt store, and I will have work on them to make it more from a different store, so that it can be with different designs. You will see that, and they will I think in a different more affordable, because I don't like spring so much. And so I have my finally 2 weeks ago, my after so much fight and so much glitches, my Etsy store set up. And so I will see so many things more, because I have ideas to have fantastic t-shirts coming up that I will be designing. The ones that are here, I'll put them also there as well, but also some others I have in my mind, and I'll put them there. So follow the community tab. There will be so many cool information there coming up. I will be working on this on the weekend. So stay your eyes also close to that, as well as if you sign up for my free e-newsletter, you will also get so many more information, detailed information that I don't do videos about, but more just for my exclusive e-subscribers, e-newsletter subscribers, and many more details there as well. So thank you so much, guys. I so appreciate you. Yes, I will go to bed. I hope the FBI case bring charges and get justice. I really do hope so. Thank you, Dr. Ayguen, and thank you everyone being here. Thank you, Amber. Thank you so much, guys. You all were so amazing. And also, I'm sorry to hear about that happened to you as well. And thank you so much for all your comments and the nice conversation, high quality conversation as always. So appreciate you. Thank you for all your likes, guys, shares, subscriptions, and comments. I mean, it's just so nice, and that's why I wanted to come on today, because it's just so nice, and I so appreciate that. I appreciate you here and sharing with me your thoughts, and see with me through the world and to the society, into the society. And it's so nice to see that there are so many people like us out there, and we can change the world. We can make it happen. If you're interested, for the last 2 days I was thinking about this. Maybe just hit some buttons, but just I had this in my mind about the spiritual meaning. Maybe this just kept popping up in my mind about all of this. If you're interested, maybe I will just do it for my members, because I don't want to trigger, because this is a sensitive topic. It's just like it kept in my mind over and over, because I'm seeing some spiritual, like, maybe implications of why on another universe, why this happened, for what. And I think has a lot to do with society. Just throwing it out there. Obviously nothing woo-woo. It's just about, just from another perspective, bird's eye view, beside the law of the land, but the law of the universe, what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? So just saying, Good night, guys. Good night. Sounds great. Good luck and good night. Thank you, guys.